Close your eyes and picture Hollywood, 1947. It's not the glittery place we see in the movies. It's dark, smoky, and drenched in a desperate kind of glamour. Everyone is chasing a dream, and for one young woman, that dream ended in a nightmare that still haunts the city. What could possess a killer to not just end a life, but to turn a human body into a spectacle of theatrical horror? Why, after nearly 80 years, is this case, the Black Dahlia, still the definitive Hollywood cold case? And what did the killer do to her before they even took her life? You're watching The Sinister Scroll, and tonight, we dive into the true story of Elizabeth Short. Before she was the Black Dahlia, she was Betty, a young woman from Massachusetts, drawn to the sunshine and promise of Southern California, just like thousands of others. She was beautiful, striking, and had one goal: to be an actress. She was known for her raven hair, often adorned with a flower, and her tendency to wear all black. She floated around the fringes of Hollywood, a face in the crowd, hoping for her big break. The famous nickname, the Black Dahlia, didn't come from the police. It came from the tabloids, inspired by the film noir asterisk, the Blue Dahlia asterisk, which was popular at the time. Elizabeth embraced the dark, alluring image, but her dream was fading. She was a waitress, dating military men, moving constantly, sleeping on couches. By late 1946, her life was a blur of hope and desperation, a transient existence on the edge of a dream that was slipping away. On the morning of January 15, 1947, a mother walking with her child in the quiet Leimert Park neighborhood made a gruesome discovery. At first, she thought it was a discarded mannequin, broken in two, and left in the vacant lot. It wasn't. It was Elizabeth Short. The victim was entirely severed at the waist, posed with her arms above her head. Her face had been sliced from the corners of her mouth toward her ears, creating a grotesque Glasgow smile. The scene was horrifyingly clean, a stark and deliberate tableau. This wasn't a crime of passion. This was a calculated, almost surgical act. Detectives on the scene immediately noted the killer had drained Elizabeth's body of all blood and had meticulously cleaned the remains, both internally and externally, before placing them in the lot. This level of precision suggested the killer had medical knowledge. The body was placed deliberately, visible from the street. It was a message, a trophy, and the beginning of a citywide panic. The press went absolutely insane. The Black Dahlia, the story had sex, murder, and the dark underbelly of Hollywood. It was a sensation. Reporters not only covered the case, they actively interfered, chasing sensationalism over facts, calling in fake tips, and even withholding evidence from the police to get a scoop. The killer, it seemed, loved the attention. The killer began to taunt the Los Angeles Examiner, sending letters written in cutout newspaper and magazine type. Then, they sent a package containing Elizabeth's birth certificate, social security card, and photographs, all wiped clean with gasoline to remove fingerprints. The press played the killer's game, publishing the letters and fueling the hysteria, turning a murder investigation into a public spectacle. The media circus brought in hundreds of false confessions. One man confessed just for the fame and the free meal. The police were overwhelmed, chasing down thousands of leads, most of which led nowhere. The sheer volume of information and misinformation buried any real chance of a swift resolution. But over the decades, as the dust settled, the focus has narrowed to a few key suspects. The most compelling suspect, an idea pushed largely by a former LAPD detective named Steve Hodel about his own father, is Dr. George Hodel, a wealthy, high-profile physician with ties to the Hollywood elite and a taste for the surrealist art scene. Hodel was a powerful and dark figure. He was eventually surveilled by the LAPD, and secret recordings from his home captured what police believed was a confession. Transcripts show police believed they heard him say, supposing, "I did kill the Black Dahlia." They can't prove it now. His medical background aligns perfectly with the surgical precision of the mutilation. But despite the strong circumstantial evidence, No definitive physical proof ever linked Hodel to the scene. The police had handwriting samples that looked similar to the killer's, the wiretap confessions, and a potential motive rooted in his twisted psychology, yet they never charged him. Why? The LAPD had already spent years chasing other suspects, contaminating the evidence trail, and compromising the investigation beyond repair. Hodel, protected by his wealth and connections, slipped through their fingers. The Black Dahlia case isn't famous because it was solved. It's famous because it was the moment Hollywood's golden facade cracked. It was a stark, gruesome reminder that beneath the dreams lay a horrifying reality, a darkness that could swallow you whole. It exposed the corruption and chaos that lurked behind the silver screen. The killer walked free, vanishing into the smoke and shadows of Los Angeles, leaving behind a young woman's name and a terrifying question: who did this, and why did they want her to be a spectacle? The case remains officially unsolved, a permanent scar on the history of Los Angeles. What is your theory on the Black Dahlia? Do you believe it was George Hodel, or someone else entirely? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the darkest cases in history. We'll see you in the next one.